Yo, welcome back to the house where we talk news, celebrities, and hot topics. I'm excited about the situation because I want to go ahead and talk about y'all's favorite Real Housewife of Atlanta, Miss Brit Eady, and her husband, Executive Mike. You guys, this is going to be a low-key, long-winded video. Just give me about 30 minutes of your time because I have multiple story times that I want to tell. Because a lot's been happening over like the past 4 or 5 months that I really haven't been telling y'all, but that's only because I've been busy. Like a lot of y'all been wondering, like, why aren't you posting every day, 4 times a day, like how you used to? And the answer to that question is the fact that, well, first, I'm in my last year and a half of my 20s. I'm 28. So, number one, I'm outside. I'm having fun. I'm drinking. I'm living my best life. Okay. I'm down to the bar with the men, child, meeting the men, trying to find my husband. But also, y'all, I have a part-time job with the Jasmine brand Monday through Thursday. And child, by the time I get done doing that, shout out to the Jasmine brand. By the time I get done doing that, I be tired and I don't really feel like going down to the YouTube because you got to get dressed. You got to look presentable. Then you got to turn the mic on. I'm using my phone because my camera is not really doing what it's supposed to do. But it's like you have to have a story. And I'm trying to get into this thing where I'm trying to get out of like doing like the tidbit, stories, the 5 to 10 minute stories. I'm really trying to like pick a topic and really kind of go deeper into these topics. And I just can't do that as often. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. But I do have some exciting things coming down the pipeline. So stay tuned. I'll be back. I'm coming back. Brit and Executive Mike. I call him Executive Mike. His name is Mike, but I call him Executive Mike because that's his IG name. All right, listen. So basically what happened was we're going to be revealing the truth. I think that's the name of this video. Revealing the truth about Brit Eady and her husband or something like that. Real dramatic like, right? Okay, so listen, let's go back and let's do a timeline. A few months ago, remember when they announced the cast for the Real Housewives of Atlanta? And we kind of did a breakdown of Brit Eady. I was going to do a breakdown of Kelli, but Kelli doesn't have a lot of her life isn't really that accessible onto the internet. And honestly, I don't really feel like, I just didn't do it. But Brit immediately caught my eye. I was like, she's interesting looking. She's pretty. She's been in the entertainment industry. She has this husband. So I did a breakdown. And what we had found was the fact that she was like a music video model, like in the industry and whatnot. And what else did she do? She was like an actress. I believe she was in this movie Lottery Ticket, if I'm not mistaken. She has some other business ventures. And I believe she dated Mr. Belair, Rick Ross. Okay, a very interesting situation. And then I also had found out upon my research that apparently, allegedly, Brit was friends with basketball wife Jennifer Williams. And one day, Jennifer Williams saw that Brit Eady was rocking a bob and wanted the same bob. And so Brit Eady allegedly hooked Jennifer Williams up with her hairstylist so that Jennifer Williams could have the Brit Eady bob. And as soon as Jennifer Williams was feeling like Brit Eady and her Brit Eady bob, she went and sucked Rick Ross, the same man that Brit Eady had been talking to previously. And so Brit Eady then went on to Instagram stories. This was like years ago. I don't know, like 2017, something like that. I don't know. But Brit Eady then went on to Instagram stories and was like, see, this is why I don't mess with y'all phony ass, fake ass reality TV hoes. Fast forward to today, she built an insurance empire. I don't know if it's State Farm, what's the other one? State Farm, Allstate, Geico, Progressive, one of them. But she built up a, insurance, branch empire and was very successful at that situation and had a homeboy who was giving her business, who had a homeboy that just so happened to be Executive Mike. So the man calls up Executive Mike and goes, hey, do you need some insurance? I have a really, really good insurance agent. If you need some insurance, hit her up. Her name is Brit Eady. Mike is like, bet. So Mike and Brit Eady, they meet. Brit Eady is insuring all of Mike's assets, I'm assuming. Brit Eady is looking in the portal, looking at Mike's profile in the portal, looking at the paperwork and seeing he got this and he got that, and this is valued at this and that. Right. And she's like, oh, this man may have a little bit of money, honey. Okay, not saying that Brit Eady is a gold digger because, like I said, she's, very successful in the insurance space, right? Even though y'all be calling her an insurance fraud hoe onto, Twitters, and we'll get into that in just a second. But she was like, oh, he got a little bit of a coin. Okay, they make it in your size when you got the coin. So listen. That's when they had started dating, and then the rest is history. They end up dating. They go to Vegas. And then 3 months later, they get engaged. Okay? So that's the situation. That's how they meet. That's their love story. Executive Mike comes from the IT world. He says that he's an entrepreneur, right? He's an entrepreneur, but his background is in IT, all right? And I believe he's from New York, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know where Brit is from, but I think he's from New York, and his background is in IT, all right? Now, ask me how I know this information. Well, it's because I met them. So basically, Justin Diego, shout out to my best friend, Justin Diego. He invited me to one of Brit's events that she was doing in Nowhere Land, child, okay? Listen, I'm not quite sure what area that was, what city we was in, but we was all the way out there at the country club on the golf course. And so they're filming, and Mike and Brit are filming like their scenes, like their one-on-ones or whatever. And then Brit goes off and she, starts filming with some of the other girls. And so Mike comes around the corner. Me and Justin are in like this little nook. And Mike comes around the corner and introduces himself. And, I go, hey, I'm Aaron. And he goes, I know who you are. And I oop. And I up and I up and I up and I up. He's like, yeah, you were the one that was saying this, and you were saying, where is he and why is he hiding and yada 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 yada. So I'm like, and I up. So anyways, few moments later, we get to talking, and he's telling me about his background, how he's an entrepreneur and how he's into IT and he's this and he's that and he's the third. And he's going off on, he's not going off, but he's talking to like the PR guy, okay? So Kelli has this PR guy. Remember I was telling y'all I went to the Atlanta Eagle on First Fridays, gay night, child, gay black night. And Brit Eady's, not Brit Eady, but Kelli's PR person was there, right? And by the end of the conversation, he goes, you need to fix your attitude. Because I think he said that Kelli was on the winning team. And I just simply asked him, like, is she? Like, is that the winning team? And so I wasn't meaning to be offensive. Like, I like Kelli. She's cool. I like all the girls. I love all the girls, right? So it was no tea, no shade. I was just asking, like, oh, that's the winning team? Like, okay, I was unaware. I'm not too sure of what Kelli has going on. I didn't know that that was the winning team. And so maybe he was offended at the fact that I had said, is she really a part of the winning team? But basically, long story short, I already told this story time. So if you know, you know. But basically, a long story short, he tried to get neck if you but talking about some, I need to fix my attitude because I simply asked a question about his client being the winning team. Anyways, come to find out, back to the original story, okay, back at the country club. Come to find out, Kelli's PR guy is working Brit's country club event that we're at, okay? So Mike is talking to Kelli's PR guy, and he's kind of like going off, like low-key, not yelling, not screaming, not cussing, nothing crazy like that. But he's just looking at like the menu. Like they have like these place cards, like these menus on the table because it's kind of like a brunch or like a lunch or something like that. And there's like typos and misspellings and errors on like the menu. So he's talking to the PR guy and he's like, why is this like this? Why are there errors? Why are there typos? Why are they misspellings? And I go, yeah, like, they're going to pick that up. The girls are going to talk about it. The shady cameramen are going to get it. The editors are going to, I'm just being messy. I'm like, yeah, girl, like they're going to be talking about this. So it was a really cute time. he was very fun. You know, we had more conversations. I asked him if he was going to sue Kenya Moore. And, you know, he's had some media training. So he was like, you know, dodging and deflecting. And I was like, okay. Then we started taking shots. Like, it was a fun time. It was a really, really fun time. So I'm not going to lie about the situation. I like Executive Mike. Okay. I can't even hide it. I'm biased. I can't even hide it. I like him. Okay. And then I met Brit Eady while they were filming, and she was just really super fun and, you know, just very outgoing, outspoken, and just very like she's a character. Anyways, it was really, really it was really fun. Okay, so fast forward to last weekend, last Sunday, this past Sunday. I end up going to, so Justin Diego also invited me to this guy's event. So the girl with the blonde, what is that? Twist? Is it twist or is it braids? I can't tell. But Blondie at the bottom, I believe her name is Jenna, if I'm not mistaken. She's super tall and super pretty, and she's friends or associates with Brit. And Jenna has this husband. His name is Danae, right? And they had a birthday party for the husband. It was like a 40th birthday party. It was at Nobu Hotel in Buckhead, and Brit ended up being there. And so I saw her then, and it's so funny because remember I was telling y'all about Kelly's PR and how the PR guy, like I had met him 3 times, and each time he could not remember my name, even though it's in his phone, even though he knows House of Aaron, that name does ring bells. Like, stop acting shady, stop being. The Atlanta gays, they be just so mean and so rude and so nasty and just so like, stop being jealous, stop being envious. Like, I mean, I'm just saying, stop. Why are you mad? Why are you mad? Every time I come up to him, oh, what's your name again? Da-da-da. Oh, I don't know your name. Da-da-da. Okay, so tell me why at the Nobu birthday party, I go up to Brit Eady because at this particular point in time, this is my second time meeting her. I'm like, oh, do you remember my name? And she goes, Aaron. Duh, I follow you, like, duh. And I'm like, I find it really interesting how the housewives can remember my name, but the help can't. How does Drew know my name? How Brit know my name? How does Cynthia, Kelli, all them girls follow me? Candy knows of House of Aaron. We did an interview, like Sonia, everybody, Manietta. How everybody know my name, but you, sir, that I met 3 times, you still like, oh, who is this person? Who is he? And it's just like, girl, you're the help. You're the help. Okay, now one housewife that stay acting like she don't remember me is Portia. And I'm like, Portia, you gotta let that fake act go. Okay, you gotta let that go. You gotta let that fake act go. But anyways, I'ma pay it. I'ma just pay it. But it's just like, wow. So yeah, Brit was like, Aaron, duh. And I was just like, I immediately thought of that PR guy, like, oh, interesting. So anyways, we have a little exchange, and then you know, it was real cute and whatnot. That brings us to today's time. So we have this situation where Brit is on Jenna's podcast. We get this podcast, right? Where it's Brit and her husband, Executive Mike, with Jenna and her husband, and they're talking about relationships, and they're talking about marriage, and they're talking about business, and they're talking about entrepreneurship, and they're just talking about a little bit about housewives. And when I tell y'all, I don't know who the hell Brit was talking about. I mean, I can only assume it was Kenya, but the way she perpetually was throwing shade at some of these girls, I was like, wow. Okay, we love the shade. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna just play these clips and then we'll talk about it. And I'll like stop and go because copyright. Okay.
I feel like since you started the show, you have encountered a lot of jealousy. You're probably the youngest, I think.
I am.
Okay, they're talking about Kenya in this clip. And Jenna's going to describe a moment where during filming, she overheard Kenya having a side conversation about Brit going in on Brit, right?
You're the youngest
on my season.
Yes. And you just have this huge personality to where you're not intimidated by any of the other girls. And I think some of them are intimidated by you.
100%.
100%. I noticed it's just being in the room, right?
Yeah.
And
you
so,
can feel it.
I can feel it. I can feel it. Because when I first met you, you just, hey girl, hey Jenna, how you doing? It's just like genuine energy.
Yes,
I remember I told you, I was like, dang, you so real. Like, and some people won't know that about you. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And other people
they're too busy trying to look and like pick, oh, well, she might not this or did this. It's like, if you too busy trying to pick me apart, then girl.
Right. Yeah. Right. And I think the thing is, like, you really are going to surprise people when they really get to know you. Because a lot of people can't see through the exterior. They think, oh, beautiful girls are just stuck up. Beautiful girls are just this. And I go through that too. I feel like people get the wrong impression by because when you're like outgoing,
you're young, you're outgoing, you're attractive, you're successful, you're sexy, you're confident. Oh, she must be this or she must be that. No, I'm confident.
Yes.
Everybody doesn't like that.
And so as this relates to the show, I got to talk about this because it's like the elephant in the room.
We got to talk about Kenya, child. And I could understand Brit coming in and, going against Kenya. Because honestly, to be completely honest, Brit kind of reminds me of a younger Kenya. I could see Kenya looking at Brit like, who is this girl and why is she trying to take my spot? Bravo, who did you hire? How she told Cynthia, where did you get these strays from? And the thing that probably triggered Kenya the most is the fact that Brit got herself an executive mic. Okay, how what's that lady? Crackhead Janine. What's her name? Demetria McKinney. Mine's has been here for 7. Yours is leaving, going away for 7. Okay, Brit came into the situation talking about mine has been here and yours is leaving. I got married a few years ago or a year or two ago and, you're on year 4 of your divorce. So it's kind of like it makes perfect sense for Brit, who was essentially a mini Kenya, to come onto the scene with real Kenya being real haterish about the situation. All right, let's talk.
So, I've personally met Kenya.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, the first day we were all in the room that I met Kenya, I could sense that
grab a little shot for that one.
Listen, we were having a conversation and I could hear her and another person talking about you. And this is kind of my first time being around all the ladies. So I'm like, what is they were just teaming up on her. I saw this with my own eyes, right? But me not knowing everybody well enough, I didn't really say anything. I just kind of peeped the room. And then next thing I know, we're at an event. It's that person's event. And she chooses to make that event about Brit. Craziness, right? She wants to start a narrative.
Obviously, she's talking about the hair spa event where it's like, she showed the explicit images and things like that.
I was so mad because that day I was doing media and I had just got on the carpet and told her, congratulations. I'm so happy for you. This is empowering women. And here you go and completely do the opposite.
Karma,
so now,
karma is real.
Fast forward.
Karma is real.
My girl Brit will forever go down in history as the one that got the girl off the show. I said.
And that's true. No matter how you slice it, no matter how you dice it, that's the truth. And that's why these Kenya Moore hair care stands are on Twitter and they're fuming. And that's why there's this fan account, this account, this weird ass troll bot account with the name Insurance Fraud Ho. I mean, y'all really have to get a life. It's grown people on Twitter with like these housewives as their profile pictures with names like Insurance Fraud Ho, where the whole account is like dedicated to bashing like one specific housewife. You gotta get a life, babe. You gotta get out and touch some grass. You have to unplug the Wi-Fi box. I mean, your brain is rotting. It's fried, dyed, and laid to the side. Okay, mental illness is real. And they're fuming, and they're fuming, and they're fuming. Because what was the catalyst of Kenya not being onto this season? Brit. Okay, I don't know. Portia was the first one to get her contract. Kenya didn't like that. Kenya didn't like the fact that they was looking for all these new ladies, right? So she was trying to call up production talking about this girl don't deserve to be on the show and this girl don't deserve this and her husband is fake and da. Yacht. Kenya was crashing out. She was afraid and scared. So I don't know what Kenya was thinking. I think she was thinking Bravo doesn't really believe in me no more. So let me show Bravo that I'm the show and that without me, like, it's really not going to be no spiciness, right? It's not going to be Portia. It's not this new girl, Brit. And I think she took things a little bit too far and got herself fired. All right. So y'all let me know how I feel about that. And then in the end of this clip, Brit is talking about how, it's karma.
Pretty much.
I said it, pretty much. And I feel like a lot of people are happy about that. I feel like the people that are her fans, when they see what really happened and how it played out, because this is just, it was diabolical.
Sometimes you gotta remember the what you put out in some way, somehow will come right back.
What you get back.
What you will get back.
Yes.
That's right.
So, karma's real.
Yes.
So.
All right, next clip.
No, you're
Nowhere
not.
near.
No.
So how do y'all feel about, like, have y'all heard about the reality show curse? Like, you get on a reality show, you break up.
I know.
You
We
get
talk
divorced.
about that.
Yeah.
We talk about that.
We talk about it, but I don't think it pertains to us.
I know that's
Yeah.
I just be chilling. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't do too much.
He don't do too much
No.
as it is. I also feel like Mike still doesn't anticipate like all of the changes that are about to happen. He doesn't have a clue. I like overanalyze everything.
Yeah.
And so I do think about that just because you don't ever know how strong you are until you're put in a situation
That's right.
to have to fight.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell him that I'm like, yeah, everything's great today, but we haven't really dealt with a lot of hiccups to be able to know
Yeah.
what it would be like to be put in certain situations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I still say, I'm like, I still
All right, next clip.
People just, they were jealous. And y'all think, see, the
Absolutely.
thing is, people be thinking like celebrities, oh, they so confident, they so happy. They are not
most
always like
insecure
that.
ones.
The most insecure ones. And as soon as they see a threat,
Who's insecure? Who saw a thread?
then, you know, they want
somebody
everybody else.
half their age, young.
Ooh.
Insecure ones. And as soon as they see a threat, then, you know, they want
somebody
everybody
half their age, young.
Half?
Ooh.
I mean, she was born, some are born in the 60s.
Ooh.
For real?
Not 1960.
I didn't even realize she was that old.
Who is she?
It is, 69.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, gag.
Like,
They too old to be acting that way.
Yeah.
I mean, you would think.
or you would think if you're on a show like Housewives that you would have built an empire or been able to create some motion.
But they didn't.
Now hold up, glasses. Okay, how old is Kenya? Is she talking about Kenya? Kenya wasn't born in the 60s. Almost, though. She almost was a 60s baby. Kenya is 53 years young, January 24th, 1971. Who was born in Angela? What's that girl named Angela Oakley? How old is she? She can't have been born in the 60s. Who else is on that show? Portia not. She in her 40s. Kelli is relatively young. Shamea is young. That's the only woman she could be talking about.
Y'all, I just thought about it. Cynthia was born in the 60s. She was born in 67. And she is currently 57. Is Brit grouping Cynthia in with the girls who are insecure? I would hope not. I haven't heard of Cynthia beefing with nobody. I think Cynthia cool with all the girls. So. But I think Cynthia is the only one that was born in the 60s. So listen, I don't know if she's talking about Cynthia. I don't think so, but listen, that was just food for thought. Okay, bye.
An empire or been able to create some motion.
But they didn't have, see, that's what I just said. She didn't really have the motion before she started. So a lot of these women, they're not business women. They get on the show and they only make the show
Wait, who are y'all talking about?
money.
They're
make
just
some kind of
reality
influence.
stars.
Yes, they don't have real
They're
empires.
not entrepreneurs
Exactly.
or business women.
Exactly.
And that's what's going to separate a lot of us.
That is what separates.
Everybody ain't got the hustle in them.
Yes.
Everybody don't got it.
Okay, listen, so I'm editing and I'm thinking and I'm editing and I'm thinking. And so Brit doesn't follow 3 people onto the cast. That would be Kelli, Shamea, and Angela. And so if I'm really doing a process of elimination, I don't think she's talking about Kelli in this particular instance, even though we know that Brit and Kelli came onto the show like this and now they like this. And I don't know what was the reason for them being like this, but they not really like buddy no more. Okay? But we do know that Kelli has the Nana chicken and waffles and stuff like that. So she's a businesswoman, right? Then we have Shamea. Brit don't follow Shamea. Shamea don't follow Brit. I don't really know why they don't really like each other. It may have something to, do with the fact that Kelli and Shamea are now like this. But again, when it comes to the business and the entrepreneurship and stuff like that, she could be talking about Shamea because listen, if you look at Shamea's bio onto the Instagram, it's not really giving businesswoman, right? She says radio personality. She used to work for V103, which would mean that she was an employee. It says actress. I don't think she's like Candy, where she's like being a filmmaker, where she's like being a producer, director, or a like studio head. So it's giving like she recites lines, which would make her like an employee. Then it says former Falcons and Hawks cheerleader. Okay, that would mean that you got money from Falcons and Hawks, meaning you are an employee. And then it says Hawks in-game host, which means that you got hired. So I don't know. I think she's talking about Shamea. And then you have Angela. Okay, Brit does not follow Angela. Angela does not follow Brit. However, I don't really know what Angela do. So I'm going to just go to Angela's page and see. Oh, it says RHOA season 16, finance and real estate mogul. Mogul. I feel like that's a very, very strong word. Mogul. What does mogul mean? Mogul refers to a powerful and influential person, especially in business, media, or a specific industry. A mogul, powerful, influential. Listen, I don't know. I don't know her life. I don't know what she got going on. That's a very strong word. So if Angela is truly a mogul, that would mean by process of elimination, okay? Because we know Portia is pampered by Portia and pursuit of Portia and go naked. We know Phaedra is, the funeral business and the law firm. We know Cynthia Bailey has a billion things going on. We know who else is on this show? Kenya Moore has the Kenya Moore hair care and the spa and stuff like that. So by process of elimination, it's given any, meeny, miny, mo, put the tiger tail on your toe. She talk about Shamea unless Angela is lying about being a mogul.
Next clip.
That it was a great chapter and I was ready to try something different. So I love helping. That's my love language, is helping others.
Okay, so remember there was that poster board. Remember there was that poster board at the hair spa event, grand opening, the re-grand opening, the 10th grand opening. And the poster board said insurance fraud hoe. Okay, so I believe this is a low-key response to her being an alleged insurance fraud hoe.
And I was ready to try something different. So I love helping. That's my love language, is helping others.
I know this. And that's why you have the agency Jumpstart.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
So are you still actively have your students with Agency Jumpstart?
Yes. So I'm still active with Agency Jumpstart. I don't talk.
I believe that's like her course or her mentorship program for the insurance business.
About it as much because it's one of those things where it's my baby.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like, certain individuals have thrown salt on my reputation in business and my profession. And
when Kenya said she was an insurance fraud hoe.
Try to.
I know that's right. Try it. It didn't land.
Yeah. And the people that I work with, my clients, all the people that know me, they're all like, Brit, don't worry about that. We're all still here. We're all still supporting. We're all still getting what we want, what we need, what we desire, and the show must go on.
That's
so
right.
we still working. I'm still an active agent. I still practice.
Next clip.
Yes, he's showing up, and y'all mad because y'all don't have the same support system that I have.
They are.
Mhm.
So it ain't for everybody.
No, it's
so
not.
and you can tell really quickly.
I think in this clip they're talking about I think she says that she hasn't witnessed anyone else on to the show have a healthy relationship. Not saying that they don't have a healthy relationship, but that she hasn't witnessed it. And yeah.
People that have a healthy relationship and people who don't.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this.
It's so like you
Let
can't
me-
have it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Do
you
you
can't
feel
have it.
like anybody else in your cast has a healthy relationship? You just answered the question. Why you gotta think that hard, Brit?
She's trying to be
I'm
politically
trying
correct.
to wait. I'm
Trying to
on.
be honest.
Mike got the
To
answer.
be honest,
Just be
No,
politically correct,
That's
honest. No.
crazy.
I
Oh, Mike said no. Okay, it's a no.
haven't seen it.
You haven't
Okay.
seen
But
it.
then again, I'm like, I don't know everybody's relationship.
But I feel like a lot of them are single. Kenya's single. Okay. Kelli just got a divorce, single. Portia is getting a divorce, single. Drew is getting a divorce, single. Brit is in a happy marriage. Shamea is in a happy marriage. Angela is seemingly in a happy marriage. It's something about Angela's husband, that Charles Oakley. I'm just thinking out loud. It's something about that man. He's gonna be interesting. We're gonna have to do a deep dive on him next.
Shit, but just what I've
But you're
seen.
around it.
I've been around some.
It could exist, but she just hasn't seen it.
Yeah,
There we go.
it's possible,
That's
but
the right answer.
I personally haven't seen it.
Right.
And I know when Mike comes around, everybody's threatened. So y'all are threatened when you
And
see
I don't know
something that
why.
looks real.
Because of what she just said. They don't have the same happy relationship.
Yeah.
That's what made
But-
me ask that question.
But that shouldn't be a threat. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
A lot of shit in life
People
shouldn't be a
really-
threat. Like I just
But
told
exactly.
you.
But that is the problem.
That's the
That's why you
problem.
have to be around
Minded
like-minded
people.
individuals. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Because things that you don't think about doesn't even cross our mind. They don't cross our mind. But then they'll be like, why is Mike here? Why isn't your husband here?
Well, damn, mic drop. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about everything in the comments down below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to create a great day. Bye.